Now, fair Hippolyta, our nuptial hour draws on apace. 4 happy days bring in another moon. But oh, methinks, how slow this old moon wanes. She lingers my desires, like to a stepdame or a dowager, long withering out a young man's revenue.
4 days will quickly steep themselves in night. 4 nights will quickly dream away the time, and then the moon, like to a silver bow new bent in heaven, shall behold the night of our solemnities.
Hippolyta, I wooed thee with my sword, and won thy love, doing thee injuries. But I will wed thee in another key, with pomp, with triumph, and with revelling.
Happy be Theseus, our renowned duke.
Thanks, good Egeus. And what's the news with thee?
Full of vexation come I, with complaint against my child, my daughter Hermia. Stand forth, Demetrius. My noble lord, this man hath my consent to marry her. Stand forth, Lysander. And my gracious duke, this woman hath bewitched the bosom of my child. Thou, Lysander, thou hast given her rhymes and interchanged love tokens with my child. Thou hast by moonlight at her window sung with feigning voice verses of feigning love and stolen the impression of her fantasy. With cunning hast thou filched my daughter's heart, turned her obedience, which is due to me, to stubborn harshness. And my gracious duke, be it so she will not hear before your grace consent to marry with Demetrius. I beg the ancient privilege of Athens, as she is mine, I may dispose of her, which shall be either to this gentleman or to her death, according to our law immediately provided in that case.
What say you, Hermia? Be advised, fair maid. To you your mother should be as a god, one that composed your beauties, yea, and one to whom you are but as a form in wax, by her imprinted, and within her power to leave the figure or disfigure it. Demetrius is a worthy gentleman.
So is Lysander.
In herself she is, but in this kind, wanting your mother's voice, the other must be held the worthier.
I would my mother looked but with my eyes.
Rather your eyes must with her judgment look.
I do entreat your grace to pardon me. I know not by what power I am made bold, nor how it may concern my modesty, in such a presence here to plead my thoughts, but I beseech your grace that I may know the worst that may befall me in this case if I refuse to wed Demetrius.
Either to die the death, or to abjure forever the society of men. Therefore, fair Hermia, question your desires, know of your youth, examine well your blood, whether, if you yield not to your mother's choice, you can endure the livery of a nun. For I, to be in shady cloister mute, to live a barren sister all your life, chanting faint hymns to the cold, fruitless moon.
So will I live and so die, my lord, ere I will my virgin patent up unto his lordship, whose unwished yoke my soul consents not to give sovereignty.
Take time to pause. By the next new moon, the sealing day betwixt my love and me, for everlasting bond of fellowship, upon that day, either prepare to die for disobedience to your mother's will, or else to wed Demetrius, as she would, or on Diana's altar to protest for austerity and single life.
Relent, sweet Hermia, and Lysander, yield thy crazed title to my certain right.
You have her mother's love, Demetrius. Let me have Hermia's. Do you marry her mom?
Scornful Lysander! True he hath my love, and what is mine my love shall render him. And she is mine, and all my right of her I do estate unto Demetrius.
Yeah. I am, my lord, as well derived as he, as well possessed. My love is more than his. My fortunes every way is fairly ranked, if not with vantage, as Demetrius's. And which is more than all these boasts can be. I am beloved by beauteous Hermia. Why should not I then prosecute my right? Demetrius, I'll avouch it to his head, made love to Nadar's daughter, Helena, and won her soul, and she, sweet lady, devoutly dotes in idolatry, upon this spotted and inconsistent man.
I must confess that I have heard so much.
Yep.
With Demetrius thought to have spoke thereof, but being overfull of self-affairs, my mind did lose it. Demetrius, come. And come, Egeus. You will go with me. I have some private schooling for you both. For you, fair Hermia, look you arm yourself to fit your fancies to your mother's will, or else the law of Athens yields you up, which by no means we may extenuate, to death or to a vow of single life. Come, my Hippolyta, what cheer, my love. Demetrius and Egeus, go along. I must employ you in some business against our nuptial, and confer with you of something nearly that concerns yourselves.
With duty and desire, we follow you.
With duty and desire, we follow you. How now, my love? Why is your cheek so pale? How chance the roses there do fade so fast?
Belike for want of rain, which I could well beteem them from the tempest of my eyes.
Ay, me, for aught that I could ever read, could ever hear by tale or history, the course of true love never did run smooth, but either it was in a difference of blood.
Oh, cross! Too high to be enthralled to low.
Or else misgrafted in respect of years.
Oh, spite! Too old to be engaged to young.
Or else it stood upon the choice of friends.
Oh, hell! To choose love by another's eyes.
Or if there were a sympathy of choice, war, death, or sickness did lay siege to it, making it momentary as a sound, swift as a shadow, short as any dream, brief as the lightning in the collied night, that in a spleen unfolds both heaven and earth, and ere a man hath power to say, behold, the jaws of darkness do devour it up. So quick bright things come to confusion.
If then true lovers have been ever cross, it stands as an edict in destiny. Oh, then let us teach our trial patience, because it is customary cross, as due to love as thoughts and dreams and sighs, wishes and tears, poor fancy's followers.
A good persuasion. Therefore, hear me, Hermia. I have a widow aunt, a dowager of great revenue, and she hath no child. From Athens is her house removed 7 leagues, and she respects me as her only daughter. There, gentle Hermia, may I marry thee? And to that place the sharp Athenian law cannot pursue us. If thou lovest me, then steal forth from thy mother's house tomorrow night, and in the wood, a league without the town, where I did meet thee once with Helena to do observance to a morn of May. There I will stay for thee.
My good Lysander, I swear to thee, by Cupid's strongest bow, by his best arrow with a golden head, by the simplicity of Venus's doves, by that which knitted souls and prospers loves, and by that fire which burned the Carthage queen when the false Troyan under sail was seen. By all the vows that ever men have broke, and a number more than ever women spoke, in that same place thou hast appointed me. Tomorrow truly will I meet with thee.
Keep promise, love. Look, here comes Helena.
Godspeed, fair Helena. Whither away?
Call you me fair? Add fair again and say, Demetrius loves your fair. Oh, happy fair. Your eyes are lodestars, your tongue sweet air, more tunable than lark to shepherd's ear. When wheat is green, when hawthorn buds appear, sickness is catching. Elber favor so. Yours would I catch, fair Hermia, ere I go. My ear should catch your voice, my eye your eye, my tongue should catch your tongue's sweet melody. Well, were the world mine, Demetrius being baited, the rest I'd give to be to you translated. Oh, teach me how you look, and with what art you sway the motion of Demetrius's heart.
I frown upon him, yet he loves me still.
Oh, that your frowns would teach my smiles such skill.
I give him curses, yet he gives me love.
Oh, that my prayers could such affection move.
The more I hate, the more he follows me.
The more I love, the more he hateth me.
His folly, Helena, is no fault of mine.
Oh, none. But your beauty, would that fault were mine.
comfort. He no more shall see my face. Lysander and myself will fly this place. Before the time I did Lysander see, seemed Athens a paradise to me. Oh, then what graces in my love do dwell, that she hath turned a heaven unto a hell.
Helen, to you our minds we will unfold. Tomorrow night, when Phoebe doth behold her silver visage in the watery glass, decking with liquid pearl the bladed grass, a time that lovers' flights doth still conceal, through Athens' gates we have devised to steal.
And in the wood, where often you and I upon faint primrose beds were wont to lie, emptying our bosoms of their counsel sweet, there my Lysander and myself shall meet, and thence from Athens turn away our eyes to seek new friends and stranger companies. Farewell, sweet playfellow. Pray thou for us, and good luck grant thee thy Demetrius. Keep word, Lysander. We must starve our sight from lovers' food till morrow midnight.
I will, my Hermia. Helena, adieu. Is you on him? Demetrius dote on you.
How happy some, or other some can be. Through Athens, I am not as fair as she. But what of that? Demetrius thinks not so. He will not know what all but he do know, and as he errs doting on Hermia's eyes, so I, admiring of his qualities. Things base and vile, folding no quantity, love can transpose to form and dignity. Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind, and therefore is winged Cupid painted blind. Nor hath love's mind of any judgment taste, wings and no eyes, figure unheedy haste, and therefore is love said to be a child, because in choice he is so oft beguiled. As waggish boys in game themselves forswear, so the boy love is perjured everywhere. For ere Demetrius looked on Hermia's eyne, he hailed down oaths that he was only mine. And when some hail this heat from Hermia felt, so he dissolved, and showers of oaths did melt. I will go tell him of fair Hermia's flight. Then to the wood will he tomorrow night pursue her, and for this intelligence, if I have thanks, it is a dear expense. But herein mean I to enrich my pain, to have his sight thither and back again.
Is all our company here?
You were best to call them generally, man by man, according to the script.
Here is a scroll of every actor's name in all of Athens who is thought fit to play an hour interlude before the Duke and the Duchess on his wedding day at night.
First, good Phoebe Quince, say what the play treats on, then read the names of the actors, and so grow to a point.
Mary, our play is the most lamentable comedy and most cruel death of Pyramus and Thisbe.
A very good piece of work, I assure you, and to Mary. Now, good Phoebe Quince, call forth your actors by the scroll. Masters, spread yourselves.
Nick Bottom, the weaver.
Ready? Name what part I am for and proceed.
Nick Bottom, you are set down for Pyramus.
What is Pyramus? A lover or tyrant?
A lover that kills himself most gallant for love.
That will ask for some tears in the true performing of it. If I do it, let the audience look to their eyes. I will move storms. I will condole in some measure. Yet, to the rest, my chief humor is for a tyrant. I could play Heracles, really, or part to tear a cat to make all split. The raging rocks and shivering shocks shall break the locks of prison's gates. This was lofty. Now, name the rest of the players. This is Heracles' vein, a tyrant's vein. A lover is more condoling.
Francis Flute, the bellows mender.
Here, Phoebe Quince.
Flute, you must take Thisbe on you.
What is Thisbe? A wandering knight?
It is the lady that Pyramus must love.
Nay, Faith, let me not play woman. I have a beard coming in.
Well, you can play it in a mask, and you can speak as small as you will.
And I may hide my face. Let me play Thisbe too. I'll speak in a monstrous little voice. Thisne, Thisne, Pyramus, dear lover dear, thy Thisbe dear lady dear.
No. You must needs play Pyramus, and Flute, you Thisbe.
Well, proceed.
Robin Starveling, the tailor.
Here, Phoebe Quince.
Robin Starveling, you must play Thisbe's mother. Snout, the tinker.
Here, Phoebe Quince.
You, Pyramus's father. Myself, Thisbe's father. Snug, the joiner. You, the lion's part. And here, I hope, is a play fitted.
Is the lion's part written? Pray, if it be, give it me, for I am slow of study.
You may do it extempore, for it is nothing but roaring.
Well, let me play the lion too. I will do any man's good heart to hear me. I will roar that I will make the Duke say, let him roar again. Let him roar again.
And you would do it too terribly, that you would fright the Duchess and the ladies, and then they would shriek. And that were enough to hang us all.
That would hang
us.
all. Every mother's son.
But I grant you, friends, if we should fright the ladies out of their wits, they would have no more discretion but to hang us. But I will aggravate my voice as gently as any sucking dove. I will roar you and twirl any nightingale.
You can play no part but Pyramus, for Pyramus is a sweet-faced man, a proper man, a most lovely gentleman-like man, as one would see on a summer's day. Therefore, you must needs play Pyramus.
Well, I will undertake it. What beard were I best to play it in?
Why, what you will.
I will discharge in either your straw-colored beard, your orange tawny beard, your purple and gray beard, or your French crown-colored beard, your perfect yellow.
Some of your French crowns have no hair at all, and then you will play barefaced. But, masters, here are your parts, and I am to entreat you, request you, and desire you to con them by tomorrow night, for there we will meet in the palace wood, a mile without the town, by moonlight. There we will rehearse, for if we meet in the city we shall be dogged with company and all our devices known. In the meantime, I shall draw a bill of properties such as our play wants. I pray you, fail me not.
We will meet. and there we will rehearse most obscenely and courageously. Take pains, be perfect. Adieu.
At the Duke's oak we meet.
Enough! Hold or cut bowstrings.
How now, spirit, whither wander you?
Over hill, over dale, through a bush, through a briar, over park, over pale, through flood, through fire. I do wander everywhere, swift with fear. And I serve the fairy queen to do her orbs upon the green. Cowslips tall her pensioners be, and in their gold coats spots you see. Those be rubies, fairy favors. In those freckles live their savors. I must go seek some dewdrops here and hang a pearl in every cowslip's ear. Farewell, thou love of spirits, I'll be gone. Our queen and all our elves come here anon.
The king doth keep his revels here tonight. Take heed the queen not come within his sight, for Oberon is passing fell and wrath, because that she has her attendant hath a lovely boy stolen from a mortal king. She never had so sweet a changeling, and jealous Oberon would have the child, knight of his train to trace the forests wild. But she perforce withholds the loved boy, crowns him with flowers, and makes him all her joy. And now they never meet in grove or green, by fountain clear or spangled starlight sheen, but they do square that all their elves for fear creep into acorn cups and hide them there.
Either I mistake your shape in making quite, or else you are that shrewd and knavish sprite called Robin Goodfellow. Are you not they that frights the maidens of the villagery, skim milk and sometimes labor in the quern, and bootless make the breathless housewife churn, and sometimes make the drink to bear no barm, mislead night wanderers, laughing at their harm? Those that hobgoblin call you, or sweet pug, you do their work, and they shall have good luck. Are you not they?
Thou speakest aright. I am that merry wanderer of the night. I jest to Oberon and make him smile, when I a fat and bean-fed horse beguile, neighing in the likeness of a filly foal. And sometime lurk I in a gossip's bowl, in very little likeness of a roasted crab. And when she drinks, against her lips I bob, and on her withered dewlap pour the ale, the wisest aunt telling the saddest tale. Sometime for 3 footstool mistaketh me, then I slip from her bum down topples she, and Taylor cries and falls into a cough, and then the whole choir hold their hips and laugh. But room fairy, here comes Oberon.
And here my mistress, would that they were gone.
Ill met by moonlight, proud Titania.
What, jealous Oberon? Mustard seed, skip hence. I have forsworn his bed and his company.
Tarry, rash wanton, am I not thy lord?
Then I must be thy lady. But I know when thou hast stolen away from fairyland, in the shape of corn, sat all day, playing on pipes of corn and versing love to amorous Hippolyta. Why art thou here, come from the farthest steppe of India, but that, forsooth, the bouncing Amazon, your buskin mistress and warrior love, to Theseus must be wedded, and you come to give their bed joy and prosperity.
How canst thou thus for shame, Titania, glance at my credit with Hippolyta, knowing I know thy love for Theseus?
These are the forgeries of jealousy, and never since the middle summer spring met we on hill, in dale, forest, or mead, by paved fountain or by rushy brook, or in the beached margent of the sea, to dance our ringlets to the whistling wind. But with thy brawls thou hast disturbed our sport. Therefore the winds, piping to us in vain, have, as in revenge, sucked up from the sea contagious fogs, which, falling on land, have made every pelting river grow so proud that they have overborne their continents. The ox hath therefore stretched his yoke in vain, the ploughman hath lost his sweat, and the green corn hath rotted ere his youth attained a beard. The fold stands empty in the drowned field, and the crows are fatted with the murrian flock. The 9 men's morris is filled with mud, and the quaint mazes in the wanton green for lack of tread are undistinguishable. The human mortals want their winter here. No night is with him or Cara blessed. Therefore the moon, the governess of floods, pale in her anger, washes all the air, that rheumatic diseases do abound. And through this distemperature we see the seasons alter. Hoary-headed frosts far in the fresh lap of the crimson rose, and on old time's thin and icy crown an odorous chaplet of sweet summer buds is as in mockery set. The spring, the summer, the childing autumn, angry winter, change their wonted liveries, that the mazed world, by their increase, now knows not which is which. And this same progeny of evils comes from our debate, from our dissension. We are their parents and original.
So do you amend it then? It lies in you. Why should Titania cross her Oberon? I do but beg a little changeling boy to be my henchman.
Set your heart at rest. The fairyland buys not the child of me. His mother was a votress of my order. Full often has she gossiped by my side and sat with me on Neptune's yellow sands, marking the embarked traders on the flood, when we have laughed to see the sails conceive and grow big-bellied with the wanton wind, which she, with pretty and with swimming gait following, her womb then rich with my young squire, would imitate, and sail upon the land and return again as from a voyage rich with merchandise. But she, being mortal, of that boy did die. It is for her sake that I rear up her boy, and it is for her sake that I will not part with him.
How long within this wood intend you stay?
Perchance till after Theseus' wedding day. If you will see our rounds and dance with us in our moonlight revels, go with us. If not, shun me and I will spare your haunt.
Give me that boy, and I will go with thee.
Not for thy fairy kingdom. Fairies, away. We shall chide downright if I longer stay.
Well, go thy way. Thou shalt not from this grove till I torment thee for this injury. My gentle Puck, come hither. Thou rememberest, since once I sat upon a promontory, heard a mermaid on a dolphin's back, uttering such dulcet and harmonious breath that the rude sea grew civil at her song, and certain stars shot madly from their spheres to hear the sea maid's music.
I remember.
That very time I saw, but thou couldst not, flying between the cold moon and the earth, Cupid, all armed. A certain aim he took at a fair vessel thrown by the west, and loosed his love shaft smartly from his bow, as it should pierce 100,000 hearts. But I might see young Cupid's fiery shaft quenched in the chaste beams of the watery moon, and the imperial votaress passed on, and maiden meditations fancy free. But I marked where the bolt of Cupid fell. It fell upon a little western flower, before milk white, now purple with love's wound, and maidens call it love in idleness. Fetch me that flower, the herb I showed thee once. The juice of it on sleeping eyelids laid will make man or woman madly dote upon the next live creature that it sees. Fetch me this herb, and be thou here again, ere the Leviathan can swim a league.
I'll put a girdle round the earth in 40 minutes.
Having once this juice, I'll watch Titania when she is asleep and drop the liquor of it in her eyes. The next thing she waking looks upon, be it on lion, bear, or wolf, or bull, on meddling monkey, or on busy ape, she shall pursue it with the soul of love. And ere I take this charm from off her sight, as I can take it with another herb, I'll make her render up her page to me. But who comes here? I'm invisible, and I will overhear their conference.
I love thee not, therefore pursue me not. Where is Lysander and fair Hermia? The one I'll slay, the other slayeth me. Thou toldst me they were stolen unto this wood, and here am I, and woed within this wood, because I cannot meet my Hermia. Hence get thee gone, and follow me no more.
You draw me, you hard-hearted adamant, but yet you draw not iron, for my heart is true as steel. Leave you your power to draw, and I shall have no power to follow you.
Do I entice you? Do I speak you fair, or rather do I not in plainest truth tell you I do not, nor I cannot love you?
And even for that do I love you the more. I am your spaniel. And the more you beat me, I will fawn on you. Use me but as your spaniel. Spurn me, strike me, neglect me, lose me. Only give me leave, unworthy as I am, to follow you. What worser place can I beg in your love? And yet a place of high respect with me than to be as used as you use your dog.
Not too much the hatred of my spirit, for I am sick when I look on thee.
And I am sick when I look not on you.
You do impeach your majesty too much. To leave the city and commit yourself into the hands of one that loves you not. To entrust the opportunity of night and the ill counsel of a desert place with the rich worth of your virginity.
Your virtue is my privilege. For that, it is not night when I do see your face. Therefore, I think I am not in the night, nor doth this wood lack worlds of company. For you, in my respect, are all the worlds. Then how can it be said that I am alone when all of the world is here to look on me?
I'll run from thee and hide in the breaks, and leave thee to the mercy of wild beasts.
Oh, the wildest hath not such a heart as you. Run when you will, the story shall be changed. Apollo flies and Daphne holds the chase. The dove pursues the griffin, the mild hind makes speed to catch the tiger, bootless speed when cowardice pursues and valor flies.
I will not stay thy question. Let me go, or if thou follow me, do not believe, but I shall do thee mischief in the wood.
Aye. In the temple, the town, the field, you do me mischief. Fie, Demetrius! Your wrongs do set a scandal on my sex. We cannot fight for love as men may do. We should be wooed, and we're not made to woo. I'll follow thee and make a heaven of hell, to die upon the hand I love so well.
Fare thee well, nymph. Ere he do leave this grove, thou shalt fly him, and he shall seek thy love. Ah, hast thou the flower there? Welcome, wanderer.
Aye, there it is.
Ah, I pray thee, give it to me. I know a bank where the wild thyme blows, where oxlips and the nodding violet grows, quite over-canopied with luscious woodbine, with sweet musk roses, and with eglantine. There sleeps Titania some time of the night, lulled in these flowers with dances and delight. And there the snake throws her enameled skin weed wide enough to wrap a fairy in. And with the juice of this, I'll streak her eyes and make her full of hateful fantasies. And take thou some of it, and seek through this grove. A sweet Athenian lady is in love with a disdainful youth. Anoint his eyes, but do it when the next thing he espies may be the lady. Thou shalt know the man by the Athenian garments he hath on. Effect it with some care, that he may prove more fond on her than she upon her love. And look thou meet me here, ere the first cock crow.
Cock. Oh, fear not, my lord, your servant shall do so.
What thou seest, when thou dost wake, do it for thy true love take. Love and languish for his sake, be it ounce, or cat, or bear, pard or boar with bristled hair. In thy eye that shall appear when thou wakest, it is thy dear. Wake when some vile thing is near.
Fair love, you faint with wandering in the wood. And to speak troth, I have forgot our way. We'll rest us here, Hermia, if you think it good, and tarry for the comfort of the day.
Be it so, Lysander. Find you out of bed, for I upon this bank will rest my head.
One turf shall serve as pillow for us both. One heart, one bed, two bosoms, and one troth.
Nay, good Lysander. For my sake, my dear, lie further off yet. Do not lie so near.
Oh, take the sense, sweet of my innocence. Love takes the meaning in love's conference. I mean that my heart unto yours is knit. so that but one heart we can make of it, 2 bosoms interchanged with an oath. So then 2 bosoms and a single troth, then by your side no bedroom me deny. For lying so, Hermia, I do not lie.
Lysander riddles very prettily. Oh, now much beshrew my manners and my pride, if Hermia meant to say Lysander lied. Well, but gentle friend, for love and courtesy, lie further off. In human modesty, such separation as may well be said, becomes a virtuous maid and a maid, so far be distant. And good night, sweet friend. Thy love never alter till thy sweet life end.
Oh, amen, amen to that fair prayer, say I. And then end life when I end loyalty. Here is my bed. Sleep, give me all his rest.
With half that wish the wisher's eyes be pressed.
Through the forest have I gone, but Athenian found I none, on whose eyes I might approve this flowers, force and stirring love. Night and silence, who is here? Weeds of Athens she doth wear. This is them, my master said, despised the Athenian maid, and here the maiden sleeping sound on the dank and dirty ground. Pretty soul, she durst not lie. Hear this lack love, this kill courtesy, churl upon thy eyes I throw. All the power this charm doth owe. When thou wakest, let love forbid sleep his seat on thy eyelid. So awake when I am gone, for now I must to Oberon.
Stay, though thou kill me, sweet Demetrius.
Charge thee hence, and do not haunt me thus.
Oh, wilt thou leave me? Do not so.
Stay on thy peril. I alone will go.
Oh, I am out of breath in this fond chase. The more my prayer, the lesser is my grace. Happy is Hermia, wheresoever she lies, for she hath blessed and attractive eyes. How came her eyes so bright? Not with salt's tears, if so, my eyes are oftener washed than hers. No, I am ugly as a bear, for beasts that need me run away for fear. Therefore, no marvel though Demetrius do, as a monster fly my presence thus. What wicked and dissembling glass of mine made me compare with Hermia's sphere? Lysander? Lysander on the ground, dead or asleep. I see no blood, no wound. Lysander, if you live, good sir, awake.
And run through fire I will for thy sweet sake. Transparent Helena, nature shows art that through thy bosom makes me see thy heart. Where is Demetrius? Oh, how fit a word is that vile name to perish on my sword.
Do not say so, Lysander, say not so. What though he love your Hermia? Lord, what though? Yet Hermia still loves you, then be content.
Content with Hermia? No, I do repent the tedious minutes I with her have spent. Not Hermia, but Helena I love, who will not change a raven for a dove. The will of woman is by her reason swayed, and reason says you are the worthier maid. Things growing are not ripe until their season, so I, being young, till now ripe not to reason. And touching now the point of human skill, reason becomes the marshal to my will, and leads me to your eyes, where I overlook love's stories written in love's richest book.
Wherefore was I to this keen mockery born? When at your hands did I deserve this scorn? It's not enough that I did never know, nor never can deserve a sweet look from Demetrius's eye. But you must flout my insufficiency? Good troth you do me wrong, good sooth you do, in such disdainful manner me to woo, but fare ye well, perforce I must confess. I thought you a lady of a more true gentleness. Oh, that a lady of one man refuse should of another therefore be abused.
Wait, okay, great. She sees not Hermia. Hermia, sleep thou there, and never mayest thou come Lysander near, for as a surfeit of the sweetest things the deepest loathing to my stomach brings, or as high heresies that men do leave, are hated most by those they did deceive. So thou, my surfeit and my heresy, of all be hated, but the most of me. And all my powers address your love and might, to honor Helen, and to be her knight.
Help me, Lysander, help me! I'll do thy best to pluck this crawling serpent off my breast! I mean, for pity, what dream was here? Lysander, look how I quake with fear. Methought a serpent ate my heart away, and you sat smiling at its cruel prey. Lysander, what? Removed? Lysander, lady? What, out of hearing? Gone? No sound, no word. Alack, where are you? Speak, and if you hear, speak of all loves. I swoon almost with fear. No? Then I will perceive you all not nigh. Either death or you'll I'll find immediately.
Are we all met?
Pat, Pat, and here's a marvelous, convenient place for our rehearsal. This screen plot shall be our stage, this hawthorn brake our tiring house, and we will do it in action as we will do it before the Duke.
Phoebe Quince.
What sayst thou, Bully Bottom?
There are things in this comedy of Pyramus and Thisbe that will never please. First, Pyramus must draw a sword and kill himself, which the ladies cannot abide. How answer you that?
Fire Laken, a parlous fear.
I believe we must leave the killing out of it when all is done.
Not a whit. I have a device to make all well. Write me a prologue, and let the prologue seem to say that we shall do no harm with our swords. And for the more better assurance, tell them that I, Pyramus, am not Pyramus, but Bottom the Weaver. This will put them out of fear.
Well, we will have such a prologue, and it will be written in 8 and 6.
No, make it 2 more. Let be written in 8 and 8.
Will not the ladies be afeard of the lion?
I fear it, I promise you.
Masters, you ought to consider with yourselves to bring in, God shield us, a lion among ladies. This is a most dreadful thing, for there is not a more fearful wildfowl than your lion living, and we ought to look to it.
Therefore, another prologue must tell she is not a lion.
Nay, you must name her name, and half her face must be seen through the lion's neck, and she herself must speak through, saying thus, or to the same effect, ladies, or fair ladies, I would wish you, or I would request you, or I would entreat you not to fear, not to tremble, my life for yours. If you think I come hither as a lion, 'twere pity of my life. No, I am no such thing. I am a woman as other women are. And there indeed let her name, and tell them plainly she is not the joiner.
Well, it shall be so. But there's 2 hard things, that is, to bring the moonlight into a chamber. For you know Pyramus and Thisbe doth meet by moonlight.
Doth the moon shine the night we play our play?
A calendar, look at the almanac, find out moonshine.
Yes, it does shine that night.
Why, then you may leave a casement of the great chamber window where we play open, and the moon may shine in through the casement.
Or else, one could come in with a bush of thorns and a lanthorn and say she comes to disfigure or to present the person of moonshine. Then there's another thing, for we must have a wall in the great chamber, for Pyramus and Thisbe, says the story, did talk through the chink of a wall.
You can never bring in a wall. What say you, Bottom?
Some man or other must present wall, and let her have some plaster, some loam, or some rough cast about her to signify wall, and let her hold her fingers thus, and through that cranny shall Pyramus and Thisbe whisper.
That may be, then. All is well. Come, sit down, every mother's son, and rehearse your parts. Pyramus, you begin. When you have spoken your speech, enter into that break, and so everyone according to their cue.
What hempen homespuns have we swaggering here, so near the cradle of the fairy queen? What? A play toward? I'll be an auditor, an actor too, perhaps, if I see cause.
Speak, Pyramus. Thisbe, stand forth.
Thisbe, the flowers of odious savor sweet.
Odors. Odors.
Odors, savor sweet. So hath thy breath, my dearest Thisbe dear. But hark, a voice. Stay thou but here a while, and by I will to thee appear.
A stranger Pyramus than ever played they hear.
Must I speak now?
I, marry must you, for you must understand he goes but to see a noise that he heard and is to come again.
Most radiant Pyramus, most lily-white of hue, of color like the red rose on triumphant briar, most briskly juvenile, and eke most lovely Jew, as truest horse that yet would never tire. I'll meet thee, Pyramus, at Ninny's tomb.
Ninenesses tomb, man. Why, you must not speak that part yet. That you answer to Pyramus. You speak all your part at once, cues and all. Pyramus, enter. It is your cue. It is past. It is never tire.
As truest horse that yet would never tire.
If I were fair, Thisbe, I were only thine.
Oh, monstrous! Oh, strange! We are haunted! Pray, masters! Fly, masters!
Oh, I'll follow you. I'll lead you about around, through bog, through bush, through brake, through briar. Sometime a horse I'll be, sometime a hound, a hog, a headless bear, sometime a fire, and neigh and bark and grunt and roar and burn like horse, hog, hound, bear, fire at every turn.
Why do they run away? Oh, this is a knavery of them to make me afeard.
Oh, Bottom, thou art changed. What do I see on thee?
What do you see? You see an asset of your own, don't you?
Oh, bless thee, Bottom! Bless thee! For thou art translated!
Well, I see their knavery. This is to make me afeard, to fright me if they could. I'll show them. I will stay in this place, do what they can. I will walk up and down here, and I will sing that they shall hear I am not afraid. The also cock so black of hue with orange tawny bill, the throstle with his notes so true, the wren with little quill.
What angel wakes me from my flowery bed?
The finch, the sparrow, and the lark, the plain song cuckoo gray, whose note full many a man doth mark, and dares not answer nay. For indeed, who would set his fit to so foolish a bird? Who would give a bird the lie, though he cry cuckoo, never so?
I pray thee, gentle mortal, sing again. Mine ear is much enamored of thy note, so is mine eye enthralled to thy shape. And thy fair virtue's force perforce doth move me on first view to say, to swear, I love thee.
Methinks, mistress, you should have little reason for that. And yet, to say the truth, reason and love keep little company together nowadays. The more the pity that some honest neighbors will not make them friends. Nay, I can gleek upon occasion.
Thou art as wise as thou art beautiful.
Not so, neither. But if I had wit enough to get out of this wood, I have enough to serve mine own turn.
Out of this wood do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here, whether thou wilt or no. I am a spirit of no common rate. The summer still doth tend upon my state, and I do love thee, therefore go with me. I'll give thee fairies to attend on thee, and they shall fetch thee jewels from the deep, and sing while thou in pressed flowers dost sleep. And I shall purge thy mortal grossness so that thou shalt like an airy spirit go. Mustard seed?
Ready. Where shall I go?
Be kind and courteous to this gentleman. Romp in his walks and gambol in his eyes. Feed him with apricots and dewberries, with purple grapes, green figs, and mulberries. The humble bags steal from the humble bees, and for night tapers crop their waxen thighs, and light them at the fiery glowworm's eyes, to have my love to bed and to arise. And pluck the wings from painted butterflies, to fan the moonbeams from his sleeping eyes. Nod to him, elves, and do him courtesies.
Hail, mortal!
I cry your worship's mercy heartily. I beseech your worship's name.
Mustard seed.
Good master Mustard seed, I know your patience well. That same cowardly giant-like oxbeef hath devoured many a gentleman of your house. I promise you, your kindred had made my eyes water ere now. I desire your more acquaintance, good master Mustard seed.
Come, wait upon him. Lead him to my bower. The moon, methinks, looks with a watery eye, and when she weeps, weeps every little flower, lamenting some enforced chastity. Tie up my love's tongue. Bring him silently.
I wonder if Titania be awaked. Then, what was it that next came in her eye, which she must dote on in extremity? Ah, here comes my messenger.
Hey.
How now, mad spirit? What night rule now about this haunted grove?
My mistress with a monster is in love. Near to her close and consecrated bower, while she was in her dull and sleeping hour, a crew of patches, rude mechanicals that work for bread upon Athenians' stalls were met together to rehearse a play intended for Theseus's great nuptial day, the shallowest thick skin of that barren sort, who Pyramus presented in their sport, forsook his scene and entered in a break, when I did him at disadvantage take. An ass's knoll I fixed on his head, anon his Thisbe must be answered, and forth my mimic comes, when they him spy as a wild geese, the creeping fowler eye, or russet painted cobs, many in sort of rising and cawing at the gun's report, sever themselves and madly sweep the sky. So at his sight, away his fellows fly, and at our stamp here over and over one falls, and he murder cries, and help from Athens calls. Their sense thus weak, lost with their fears thus strong, made senseless things begin to do them wrong, for briars and thorns at their apparel snatch. Some sleeves, some hats from yielders, all things catch. I led them in this distracted fear, and left sweet Pyramus translated there. When in that moment it came to pass, Titania waked and straightway loved an ass.
This works out better than I could devise. But hast thou yet latched the Athenians' eyes with the love juice, as I bid thee to do?
I took him sleeping, that is finished too, and the Athenian woman by his side, that when he waked of force, she must be eyed.
Stand close. This is the same Athenian.
Oh no. This is the woman, but not this the other.
Oh, why rebuke you him that loves you so? Lay breath so bitter on your bitter foe.
Now I but chide, but I should use thee worse, for thou, I fear, hast given me cause to curse. If thou hast slain Lysander in her sleep, be over in shoes and blood, plunge in the deep, and kill me too. The sun was not so true unto the day as she to me. Would she have stolen away from sleeping Hermia? I'll believe as soon this whole earth may be bored, and through the moon the center creep, and so displease her brothers noontides with antipodes. It cannot be that thou hast murdered her. So should a murderer look, so dead and so grim.
So should the murdered look, and so should I, pierce through the heart with your stern cruelty. Yet you, the murderer, look as bright, as clear as yonder Venus in her glimmering sphere.
What's this to my Lysander? Where is she? Ah, good Demetrius, will thou give her me?
I had rather give her carcass to my hounds.
Out, dog, out, cur! Thou drivest me past the bounds of maiden's patience. Hast thou slain her then? Oh, henceforth be never numbered among men. Oh, once tell true, even for my sake. Durst thou have looked upon her being awake, and hast thou killed her sleeping? Oh, brave touch! Could not a worm in adder do so much? Oh, an adder did it, for with doubler tongue than thine, thou serpent never adder stung.
You spend your passion on a misprized mood. I'm not guilty of Lysander's blood, nor is she dead, for all that I can tell.
I pray thee, tell me then that she is well.
And if I could, what should I get there for?
A privilege never to see me more. And from thy hated presence part I so. See me no more, whether she be dead or no.
There is no following her in this fierce vein. Here, therefore, for a while I will remain. So sorrow's heaviness doth heavier grow, for depth that bankrupt sleep doth sorrow owe, which now in some slight measure it will pay, if for his tender here I make some stay.
What hast thou done? Thou hast mistaken quite, and laid the love juice on some true love sight. By thy misprision must perforce ensue some true love turned, and not a false turn true.
Then fate overrules that one man holding truth, a million fail, confounding oath on oath.
About the wood, go swifter than the wind, and Helena of Athens look thou find.
Helena.
All fancy sick she is, and pale of cheer, with sighs of love that cost the fresh blood dear. By some illusion see thou bring her here. I'll charm his eyes against she do appear.
I go, look how I go, swifter than an arrow from Tartar's bow.
Flower of this purple dye, hit with Cupid's archery, sink in apple of his eye. When his love he doth espy, let her shine as gloriously as Venus of the sky. When thou wakest, if she be by, beg of her for remedy.
Captain of our fairy band, Helena is here at hand, and the youth mistook by me, pleading for a lover's fee. Shall we their fond pageant see? Lord, what fools these mortals be.
Stand close. The noise they make will cause Demetrius to awake.
Then will two at once woo one. That must needs be sport alone, and those things do best please me that befall preposterously.
Why should you think that I should woo in scorn? Scorn and derision never come in tears. Look, when I vow, I weep, and vows so born in their nativity, all truth appears. How can these things in me seem scorn to you, bearing the badge of faith to prove them true?
You do advance your cunning more and more. When truth kills truth, oh, devilish holy fray! These vows are Hermia's. What, will you give her o'er? Weigh oath with oath, and you will nothing weigh. Your vows to her and me, when put in two scales, will even weigh, and both as light as tails.
I had no judgment when to her I swore.
Nor none in my mind, and now you give her o'er.
Demetrius loves her, and he loves you not.
Oh, Helena, goddess, nymph, perfect, divine, to what, my love, shall I compare thine eye? Crystal is muddy, oh, how ripen show thy lips, those kissing cherries, tempting grow, that pure congealed white, high Taurus snow, fanned with the eastern wind, turns to a crow when thou holdst up thy hand. Oh, let me kiss this princess of pure white, this seal of bliss.
Oh, spite! Oh, hell! I see you are all bent to set against me for your merriments. If you were civil and knew courtesy, you would not do me thus much injury. Can you not hate me, as I know you do? But you must join in souls to mock me too. If you were noble as you are in show, you would not use a gentle lady so, to vow and swear and super praise my parts. Go, but I'm sure that you hate me with your hearts. You both are rivals and love Hermia, and now both rivals to mock Helena. A trim exploit, a manly enterprise, to conjure up tears in a poor maid's eyes with your derision. None of a noble sort would so offend a virgin and extort a poor soul's patience, all to make you sport.
You are unkind, Demetrius. Be not so, for you love Hermia. This you know, I know. And here, with all goodwill, with all my heart, in Hermia's love, I yield you up my part, and yours of Helena to me bequeath, whom I do love, and will do till my death.
Never did mockers waste more idle breath.
Lysander, keep thy Hermia. I will none. If e'er I loved her, all that love is gone. My heart's to her, but as guest-wise sojourned. And now to Helen is at home returned. There to remain.
Helen, it is not so.
Disparage not the faith thou dost not know, lest to thy peril thou abide it, dear. Look, where love comes, yonder is thy dear.
Dark night that from the eye his function takes, the ear more quick of apprehension makes, wherein doth impair the seeing sense, it pays the hearing double recompense. Thou art not by mine eye, Lysander, found. Mine ear, I think it, brought me to thy sound. But why unkindly dost thou leave me so?
Why should she stay, whom love doth press to go?
What love could press Lysander from my side?
Lysander's love that would not let her bide. Fair Helena, who more guiles the night than all your fiery O's and eyes of light. Why seekest thou me? Could not this make thee know the hate I bear thee made me leave thee so?
You speak not as you think, it cannot be.
Lo, she is one of this confederacy. Now I perceive they have conjoined all three to fashion this false sport in spite of me. Injurious Hermia, most ungrateful maid, have you conspired? Have you with these contrived to bait me in this foul derision? Is all the counsel that we two have shared, the sisters' vows, the hours we have spent when we chid the hasty-footed time for parting us? Oh, is it all forgot? All school days friendship, childhood innocence? We, Hermia, like two artificial gods, have with our needles created both one flower, both on one sampler, sitting on one cushion, both warbling of one song, both in one key, as if our hands, our sides, our voices and minds had been incorporate. So we grow together, like to a double cherry, seeming parted, but a union in partition, two lovely berries molded on one stem. So with Two seeming bodies, but with one heart. Two of the first, like coats in heraldry, do but to one and crowned with one crest. And you will rent our ancient love asunder to join with them in scorning your poor friend? It is not friendly. It is not maidenly. Our sex, as well as I, may chide you for it, though I alone do feel the injury.
I am amazed at your passionate words. I scorn you not. It seems you scorn me.
Have you not set Lysander as in scorn to follow me and praise my eyes and face, and made your other love Demetrius, who even but now did spurn me with his foot to call me goddess, nymph, divine and rare, precious, celestial? Wherefore speaks he this to her he hates? And wherefore doth Lysander deny your love, so rich within his soul, and tender me forsooth affection? But by your setting on, by your consent, which though I be not so in grace as you, so hung upon with love, so fortunate, but miserable most, to love unloved, this you should pity rather than despise.
I understand not what you mean by this.
I do persevere. Counterfeit sad looks, make mouths upon me when I turn my back. Wink each at other, hold this sweet jest up, this sport, well carried, shall be chronicled. If you had any pity, grace, or manners, you would not make me such an argument. But fare you well. 'Tis partly my own fault, which death or absence soon shall remedy.
Stay, gentle Helena. Hear my excuse, my love, my life, my soul, fair Helena.
Oh, excellent.
Sweet, do not scorn her so.
She cannot entreat. I can compel.
Thou canst compel no more than she entreat. Thy entreats no more strength than her weak prayers. Helen, I love thee. By my life I do. I swear by that which I will lose for thee to prove him false that says I love thee not.
I say, I love thee more than she can do.
If thou say so, withdraw and prove it too.
Quick, come!
Lysander, where to tends all this?
Away, you baggage!
No, she'll seem to break loose. Take on as you would follow, but yet come not. You are a tame woman. Go!
Hang off, thou cat, thou burr, vile thing. Let loose, or I will shake thee from me like a serpent.
Why are you grown so rude? What changes this sweet love?
I love! Out, tawny tartar, out! Out, loathen medicine, hated potion, hence.
Do you not jest?
Yes, sooth, and so do you.
Demetrius, I will keep thy word with thee.
I would I had your word, for I perceive a weak bond holds you. I'll not trust your word.
What? Should I hurt her? Strike her? Kill her dead? Although I hate her, I'll not harm her so.
What can you do me greater harm than hate? Hate me? Oh, wherefore? Oh me, what news, my love? Am I not Hermia? Are you not Lysander? I am as fair now as I was erewhile. Since night you loved me, yet since night you left me. Why then you left me. Oh, God's forbid, in earnest shall I say?
I, by my life, and never did desire to see thee more. Therefore be out of hope, out of question, out of doubt. Be certain nothing truer. 'Tis no jest that I do hate thee and love Helena.
Oh me. You juggler. You canker blossom, you thief of love. What, have you come into the night and stolen my love's heart from her?
Fine, in faith. Have you no modesty, no maiden shame, no touch of bashfulness? But will you dare impatient answers from my gentle tongue? By, you counterfeit, you puppet, you.
Puppet? Why so? Aye, that way goes the game. Now she hath made compare between our statures. She hath urged her height and her personage, her tall personage. What, have you grown so high in her esteem because I am so dwarfish and so low? Well, how low am I, thou painted maypole? Speak, how low am I? I am not yet so low, but that my nails can reach unto thine eyes.
I pray you, though you mock me, let her not hurt me. I was never cursed. I have no gift at all in shrewishness. I am a right maid for my cowardice. Let her not strike me. You may perhaps think, because she is something lower than myself, that I can match her.
Lower, hark again.
Hermia, do not be so bitter with me. I evermore did love you, Hermia, did ever keep your counsels, never wronged you. Say that. In love unto Demetrius, I told him of your stealth unto this wood. He followed you, for love I followed him. But he hath chid me hence, and threatened me to strike me, spurn me, nay, to kill me too. And now, so you will let me quiet go, to Athens will I bear my folly back, and follow you no further. Let me go. You see how simple and how fond I am.
Why, get you gone. Who is it that hinders you?
Foolish heart that I leave here behind.
What, with Lysander?
Demetrius.
Be not afraid. She shall not hurt thee, Helena.
No, she shall not, though you take her part.
When she is angry, she is keen and shrewd. She was a vixen when she went to school, and though she be but little, she is fierce.
Little again, nothing but low and little. Why will you suffer her to flog me thus? Let me come to her.
Oh, get you gone, you dwarf, you minimus of hindering not grass maid, you bead, you acorn.
So officious in her behalf that scorns your services. Let her alone. Speak not of Helena. Take not her part, for if thou dost intend never so little show of love to her, thou shalt abide it.
Now she holds me not. Now follow if thou darest, to try whose right of thine or mine is most in Helena.
Follow? Nay, I'll go with thee, cheek by jowl.
No.
You, mistress, all this coil is long of you. Nay, go not back.
I will not trust you. I no longer stay in your cursed company. Your hands and mine are quicker for a fray. My legs are longer, though, to run away.
I am amazed and know not what to say.
This is thy negligence. Still thou mistakest, or else committest thy knaveries willingly. You had one job.
Believe me, King of Shadows, I mistook. Did you not tell me I should know the person by the Athenian garment he had on? And so far blameless proves my enterprise that I anointed an Athenian's eyes. And so far I am glad it so did sort. As this their jingling I esteem a sport. It's really funny.
Mm-hmm. Thou seest these lovers seek a place to fight. I therefore, Robin, overcast the night. The starry welkin cover thou anon with drooping fog as black as Acheron, and lead these testy rivals so astray as one come not within another's way. Like to Lysander, sometime frame thy tongue, then stir Demetrius up with bitter wrong. And sometime rail thou like Demetrius, and from each other look thou lead them thus, till o'er their brows doth counterfeiting sleep, with leaden legs and batty wings doth creep. Then crush this herb into Lysanders. Aye.
How do you spell that?
L-S and whose liquor hath this virtuous property, to take from thence all error with her might, and make her eyeballs roll with wonted sight. When next they wake, all this derision shall seem a dream and fruitless vision, and back shall the faithful lovers wend to Athens, with league whose date till death shall never end. Whiles I in this affair do the employ, I'll to my queen and beg her changeling boy, and then I will her charmed eye release from monsters' view, and all things will be peace.
My fairy lord, this must be done with haste.
For night swift dragons cut the clouds full fast, and yonder shines Aurora's harbinger, at whose approach ghosts, wandering here and there, troop home to churchyards, damn spirits all, that in crossways and floods have burial, already to their wormy beds are gone. For fear lest day should look their shames upon, they willfully themselves exile from light, and must I consort with black-browed night.
But we are spirits of another sort. I with the morning's love have oft made sport, and like a forester the groves may tread, even till the eastern gate all fiery red, opening on Neptune with fair blessed beams, turns into yellow gold his salt green streams. But notwithstanding haste, make no delay, we may effect business yet ere day.
Up and down, I will lead them up and down. I am feared in fields and town, goblin lead them up and down. Here comes one.
Where art thou, proud Demetrius? Speak thou now.
Here, villain, drawn and ready, where art thou?
I will be thee straight.
Follow me then to plainer ground.
Lysander! Speak again. Where art thou? Thou runaway, thou coward? Art thou fled? Speak. In some bush? Where dost thou hide thy head?
Thou coward, art thou bragging to the stars, telling the bushes that thou lookest for wars, and wilt not come? Come, recreant, come thou child, I'll whip thee with a rod he is defiled that draws a sword on thee.
Hey, art thou there?
Follow my voice, we'll try no manhood here.
He goes before me and still dares me on. When I come where he calls, then he is gone. The villain is much lighter heeled than I. I followed fast, but faster he did fly. Fallen I am in dark, uneven way, and will rest me here. Come, thou gentle day, for if but once thou show me thy gray light, I'll find Demetrius, and I'll revenge this spite.
Ho, ho, coward, why comest thou not?
Find me, if thou darest, for well I wot, thou runn'st before me, shifting every place, and darest not stand nor look me in the face. Where art thou now?
Come hither, I'm here.
Nay, then, thou mockest me. Thou shalt buy this dear. If ever I thy face by daylight see now, go thy way. Faintness constraineth me to measure out my length on this cold bed. By day's approach, look to be visited.
O weary night, long and tedious night, abate thy hour. Shine comforts from the east, that I may back to Athens by daylight. From these that my poor company detest, and sleep sometimes shuts up sorrow's eye. Steal me a while from mine own company.
Yet but 1, 2, 3, come one more. 2 of both kinds make up 4. And here she comes, cursed and sad. Oh, Cupid is a knavish lad, thus to make poor females mad.
Never so weary, never so in woe, but dabbled with the dew and torn with briars. I can no further crawl, no further go. My legs keep no pace with my desires. Here will I rest me till the break of day. Heavens shield Lysander if they mean a fray.
Got it. On the ground, sleep sound. I'll apply to your eye, gentle lover, remedy. When thou wakest, Thou takest true delight in the sight of thy former lady's eye, and the country proverb known, everyone should take their own. Jack shall have Jill, Mott shall go ill, the man shall have his mare again, and all will be well.
This is what.
This is scene 4.1.1. Take one. Whenever you guys are ready.
Come, sit thee down upon this flowery bed, while I thy amiable cheeks do coy, and stick musk roses on thy sleek smooth head, and kiss thy fair large ears, my gentle joy.
Where's Monsieur Mustard Seed?
Ready. What is your will?
Nothing, good Monsieur, but to scratch. I must to the barber's, Monsieur, for methinks I am marvelous hairy about the face, and I am such a tender ass, if my hair do but tickle me, I must scratch.
What, wilt thou hear some music, my sweet love?
I have a reasonable good ear in music. Let's have the tongs and the bones.
Or say, sweet love, thou desirest to eat?
Truly, a peck of provender. I could munch your good dry oats. Methinks I have a great desire to a bottle of hay. Good hay, sweet hay hath no fellow.
I have a venturous fairy that shall seek the squirrel's hoard and fetch thee new nuts.
Well, I'd rather have a handful or two of dried peas. But I pray you, let none of your people disturb me. I have an exposition of sleep come upon me.
Sleep thou, and I will wind thee in my arms. Mustard seed, be gone, and be always away. So doth the woodbine the sweet honeysuckle gently entwist, the female ivy so enrings the barky fingers of the elm. Oh, how I love thee, how I dote on thee.
Welcome, good Robin. Seest thou this sweet sight? Her dotage now I do begin to pity. For meeting her of late behind the wood, seeking sweet favors from this hateful fool, I did upbraid her and fall out with her. For she his hairy temples then had rounded with a coronet of fresh and fragrant flowers, and that same dew which sometime on the buds was wont to swell like round and orient pearls, stood now within the pretty flower, its eyes like tears that did their own disgrace bewail. When I had at my pleasure taunted her, and she in mild terms begged my patience, I then did ask of her changeling child, which straight she gave me, and her fairy sent to bear him to my bower in fairyland. And now I have the boy, I will undo this hateful imperfection of her eyes. And, gentle Puck, take this transformed scalp from off the head of this Athenian swain, that he awakening when the other do, may all to Athens back again repair, thinking no more of this night's accidents, but as the fierce vexation of a dream. But first I will release the fairy queen. Be as thou wast wont to be, see as thou wast wont to see. Dian's bud or Cupid's flower hath such force and blessed power. Now, my Titania, wake you, my sweet queen.
My Oberon, what visions have I seen? Methought I was enamored of an ass.
There lies your love.
How came these things to pass? Oh, how mine eyes do loathe this visage now.
Silence a while. Robin, take off this head.
Really?
Yeah.
Now when thou wakest with thine own fool's eyes, peep.
Now, my queen, take hands with me and rock the ground whereon these sleepers be. Now thou and I are new in amity, and will tomorrow midnight solemnly dance in Duke Theseus' house triumphantly, and bear it all to fair prosperity. There shall the pairs of faithful lovers be, wedded with Theseus in all jollity.
Fairy king, attend and mark. I do hear the morning lark.
Ah, then my queen, in silence sad, trip we after the night's shade. We the glow can compass soon, swifter than wandering moon.
Come, my lord, and in our flight, tell me how it came this night that I, sleeping here, was found with these mortals on the ground.
And since we have the wayward of the day, my love shall hear the music of my hounds. We will, fair queen, up to the mountain's top, and mark the air.
What nymphs are these?
My lord, this is my daughter here asleep, and this Lysander, this Demetrius is. This Helena, old Nadar's Helena. I wonder if they're being here together.
No doubt they rose up early to observe the rite of May, and hearing our intent, came here in grace our solemnity. But speak, Egeus, is not this the day that Hermia should give answer of her choice?
It is, my lord.
Good morrow, friends! Saint Valentine is past. Begin these wood birds but to couple now?
Pardon, my lord?
I pray you all, stand up. I know you two are rival enemies. How comes this gentle concord in the world, that hatred is so far from jealousy, to sleep by hate and fear no enmity?
Oh, my lord, I shall reply amazedly. Half sleep, half waking, but as yet I swear I cannot truly say how I came here. But I think, for truly what I speak, and now I do bethink me, so it is. I came with Hermia hither. Our intent was to be gone from Athens, where we might, without the peril of Athenian law.
Enough, my lord, you have enough. I beg the law upon her head. They would have stolen away, they would, Demetrius, thereby to have defeated you and me, you of your wife, and me of my consent that she should be your wife.
My lord, fair Helen told me of their stealth, of this their purpose hither to this wood, and I in fury followed them. Fair Helena in fancy following me. But, my good lord, I wot not by what power, but by some power it is. My love to Hermia melted as the snow. Seems to me now as the remembrance of an idle god, which in my childhood I did dote upon. And all the faith, the virtue of my heart, the object and the pleasure of mine eye, is only Helena. To her, my lord, was I betrothed ere I saw Hermia. But like in sickness did I loathe this food, but as in health come to my natural taste. Now I do wish it, love it, long for it, and will forevermore be true to it.
Fair lovers, you are fortunately met. Of this discourse we more will hear anon. Egeus, I will overbear your will. For in the temple by and by with us, these couples shall eternally be knit. And, for the morning now is something worn, our purposed hunting shall be set aside. Away with us to Athens, 3 and 3. We'll hold a feast in great solemnity. Come, Hippolyta.
These things seem small and undistinguishable.
Methinks I see these things with the parted eye when everything seems double.
So methinks, and I have found Demetrius like a jewel, mine own and not mine own.
Are you sure that we are awake? It seems to me that yet we sleep, we dream. Do not you think the Duke was here and bid us follow him?
Yeah, and my mother.
And Hippolyta.
And he did bid us follow to the temple.
Why then, we are awake. Let us follow him, and by the way, let us recount our dreams.
When my cue comes, call me, and I will answer. My next is most fair Pyramus, hi-ho. Phoebe Quince, Flute the bellows mender, Snout the tinker, Starveling? That's my life. Stolen hence and left me asleep. I've had a most rare vision. I've had a dream passed through a man to say what dream it was. Man is but an ass if he go about to expound this dream. Methought I was, methought I had. But man is but a patched fool if he will offer to say what me he thought I had. The eye of man hath not heard,
The ear of man hath not seen, man's hand is not able to taste, the tongue to conceive, nor his heart to report what my dream was. I will get Phoebe Quince to write a ballad of this stream, and it shall be called Bottom Stream, for it hath no bottom. Oh! And I will sing it in the latter end of a play before the Duke. Peradventure, to make it the more gracious, I shall sing it at her death.
Oh, have you sent to Bottom's house? Is he come home yet?
He cannot be heard of. Out of doubt, he is transported.
Oh.
If he come not, then the play is marred. It goes not forward, doth it?
Oh, it is not possible. You have not a man in all of Athens able to discharge Pyramus but he.
No. He hath simply the best wit of any handicraft man in Athens.
Yea, and the best person too. And he is a very paramour for a sweet voice.
You must say paragon. A paramour is, God bless us, a thing of naught.
Masters, the Duke is coming from the temple, and there is 2 or 3 lords and ladies more married. If our sport had gone forward, we had all been made men.
Oh, sweet bully Bottom! Thus hath he lost 6 pence a day during his life. He could not have escaped 6 pence a day, and the Duke had not given him 6 pence for playing Pyramus. I'll be hanged. He would have deserved it. 6 pence for playing Pyramus, or nothing.
Where these lads, where these hearts?
Oh, Bottom! Oh, most courageous day, oh, most happy hour!
Masters, I am to discourse wonders. But ask me not what, for if I tell you I am no true Athenian, I will tell you everything right as it fell out.
Let us hear, sweet Bottom.
Not a word out of me. All that I will tell you is that the Duke hath dined. Get your apparel together, good strings to your beards, new ribbons to your pumps. Meet presently at the palace. Every man look o'er his part, for the short and long is, our play is preferred. In any case, let this be have clean linen, and let not she that plays the lion paw her nails, where they shall hang out for the lion's claws. And, most dear actors, eat no onions nor garlic, for we are to utter sweet breath, and I do not doubt but to hear them say it is a sweet comedy. No more words. Away, go away!
'Tis strange, my Theseus, what these lovers speak of.
More strange than true. I never may believe these antique fables, nor these fairy toys. Lovers and madmen have such seething brains, such shaping fantasies, that apprehend more than cool reason ever comprehends. The lunatic, the lover, and the poet are of imagination all compact. One sees more devils than vast hell can hold. That is the madman. The lover, all as frantic, sees Helen's beauty in a brow of Egypt. The poet's eye, in fine frenzy rolling, doth glance from heaven to earth, from earth to heaven, and as imagination bodies forth the forms of things unknown, the poet's pen turns them to shapes and gives to airy nothing a local habitation and a name. Such tricks hath strong imagination, that if it would but apprehend some joy, it comprehends some bringer of that joy, or in the night, imagining some fear. How easy is a bush supposed a bear?
But all the story of the night told over, and all their minds transfigured so together, more witness than fancy's images, and grows to something of great constancy, but howsoever strange and admirable.
Ah, here come the lovers, full of joy and mirth. Joy, gentle friends, joy and fresh days of love accompany your hearts.
Where then to us? Wait in your royal walks, your board, your bed.
Come now, what masks, what dances shall we have to wear away this long age of 3 hours between our after supper and bedtime? Where is our usual manager of mirth? What revels are in hand? Is there no play to ease the anguish of a torturing hour? Call Philostrate.
Here, mighty Theseus.
Say, what abridgment have you for this evening? What mask? What music? How shall we beguile the lazy time, if not with some delight?
There is a brief how many sports are ripe. Make choice of which your highness will see first.
The battle with the centaurs, to be sung by an Athenian eunuch to the harp. Will none of that. That have I told my love, in glory of my kinsman Hercules. The riot of the tipsy bacchanals, tearing the Thracian singer in their rage. That is an old device, and it was played when I from Thebes came last a conqueror. The thrice three muses mourning for the death of learning, late deceased in beggary. That is some satire, keen and critical, not sorting with a nuptial ceremony. A tedious brief scene of young Pyramus and his love Thisbe. Very tragical mirth. Merry and tragical, tedious and brief. That is, hot ice and wondrous strange snow. How shall we find the concord of this discord?
A play there is, my lord, some 10 words long, which is as brief as I have known a play. But by just 10 words, my lord, it is too long, which makes it tedious. For in all the play there's not one word apt, one player fitted, and tragical, my noble lord, it is. For Pyramus therein doth kill himself, which I must confess when I saw rehearsed made mine eyes water, but more merry tears the passion of loud laughter never shed.
What are they that do play it?
Hard-handed men that work here in Athens, which never labored in their minds till now, and now have toiled with this same play against your nuptial.
And we will hear it.
Oh, no, my noble lord, I have heard it over, and it is nothing in the world, unless you can find sport in their intents, extremely conned and stretched with cruel pain, to do you service.
I will hear that play, for never anything can be amiss when simpleness and duty tender it. Go, bring them in, and take your places, ladies.
I love not to see wretchedness overcharged and duty in his service perishing.
Why, gentle sweet, you shall see no such thing.
He says they can do nothing in this kind.
The kind are we, to give them thanks for nothing. Our sport shall be to take what they mistake, and what poor duty cannot do, noble respect takes it in might, not merit. Where I have come, great clerks have purposed to greet me with premeditated welcomes, where I have seen them shiver and look pale, make periods in the midst of sentences, throttle their practiced accents in their fears, and in conclusion dumbly have broke off, not paying me a welcome. Trust me, sweet, out of this silence yet I picked a welcome. And in the modesty of fearful duty, I read as much as from the rattling tongue of saucy and audacious eloquence. Love, therefore, and tongue-tied simplicity, in least speak most to my capacity.
So please your grace, the prologue is addressed.
Let her approach.
So this is 5-1, the mechanicals play, take one, whenever you guys are ready.
If we offend, it is with our good will, that you should think we come not to offend, but with goodwill. To show our simple skill, that is the true beginning of our end. Consider then, we come but in despite. We do not come as minding to contest you, our true intent is. All for your delight, we are not here. That you should hear repent you, the actors are at hand, and by their show you shall know all that you are like to know.
This fellow doth not stand upon points.
Oh, she hath read her prologue like a rough colt. She knows not the stop. A good moral, my lord. It is not enough to speak, but to speak true.
Indeed, she hath played on her prologue like a child on the recorder, a sound, but not in government.
Her speech was like a tangled chain, nothing impaired, but all disordered. Who is next?
Gentles, perchance you wonder at this show, but wonder on, till truth make all things plain. This man is Pyramus, if you would know. This beauteous lady, Thisbe, is certain. This woman, with lime and rough cast, doth present wall for wall, that vile wall which did these lovers sunder, and through wall's chink, poor souls, they are content to whisper. At the which let no man wonder. This woman with lanthorn dog and bush of thorn presenteth moonshine. For if you will know, by moonshine did these lovers think no scorn to meet at Ninus' tomb, there to woo this grisly beast, which Lion hight by name, the trusty Thisbe, coming first by night, did scare away, or rather did affright. And as she fled, her mantle she did fall, which Lion, vile with bloody mouth did stain. Anon comes Pyramus, sweet youth and tall, and finds his trusty Thisbe's mantle slain, whereat, with a bloody, blameful blade, he bravely broached his boiling, bloody breast. And Thisbe, tarrying in mulberry shade, his dagger drew, and died. For all the rest, let lion, moonshine, wall, and lovers twain at large discourse, while here they do remain.
I wonder if the lion be to speak.
No wonder, my lord. One lion may, when many asses do.
In this same interlude it doth befall that I, one snout by name, present a wall, and such a wall as I would have you think, that had in it a crannied hole or chink, through which the lovers, Pyramus and Thisbe, did whisper often very secretly. This loam, this rough cast, this stone doth show that I am that same wall. The truth is so, and this the cranny is, bright and sinister, through which the fearful lovers are to whisper.
Would you desire Lime and Hair to speak better?
It is the wittiest partition that ever I heard discourse, my lord.
Pyramus draws near the wall. Silence.
Oh, grim-looking night! Oh, night with hue so black! Oh, night, whichever archwind is not! Oh, night! Oh, night! Alack, alack, alack! I fear my Thisbe's promises forgot! And thou, O wall, O sweet, O lovely wall that standest between her father's ground and mine! Thou wall, O sweet and lovely wall, show me thy chink to blink through with mine eye. Thanks, courteous wall. Jove shield thee well for this. But what see I? No Thisbe do I see. O wicked wall, through whom I see no bliss. Cursed be thy stones for thus deceiving me.
The wall, methinks, being sensible, should curse again.
No, in truth, sir, he should not. Deceiving me is Thisbe's cue. She is to enter now, and I am to spy her through the wall. You shall see. It shall fall pat as I told you. Yonder she comes.
O wall, full often hast thou heard my moans for parting my fair Pyramus and me. My cheery lips have often kissed thy stones with lime and hair knit up in thee.
I see a voice. Now will I to the chink to spy, and I can hear my Thisbe's face. Thisbe!
My love thou art, my love I think.
Think what thou wilt. I am thy lover's grace, and like Lysander am I trusty still.
And I like Helen, till the fates me kill.
Not shaftless to Procris was so true.
As shaftless to Procris, I to you.
Oh, kiss me to the whole of this vile wall.
I kiss the wall's hole, not your lips at all.
Wilt thou meet me at Ninny's tomb straight away?
Highness's tomb.
Tide life, tide death, I come without delay.
Thus have I, Wall, by part discharged so, and being done, thus Wall away doth go.
Now is the mural down between the two neighbors.
No remedy, my lord, when walls are so wileful to hear without warning.
This is the silliest stuff that I've ever heard.
The best in this kind are but shadows, and the worst are no worse, if imagination amend them.
It must be your imagination then, and not theirs.
If we imagine no worse of them than they of themselves, they may pass for excellent men. Here come two noble beasts in, a woman and a lion.
You, ladies, you, whose gentle hearts do fear the smallest monstrous mouse that creeps on the floor, may now perchance both quake and tremble here, when lion, rough in wildest rage, doth roar. Then know that I, one snug the joiner, am a lion fell, nor else no lion's dam, for if I should as a lion come in strife into this place, 'twere a pity on my life.
A very gentle beast, of a good conscience.
The very best at a beast, my lord, that e'er I saw.
The lion is a very fox for her valor.
True, and a goose for her discretion.
Not so, my lord, for his valor cannot carry his discretion, and the fox carries the goose.
Her discretion, I am sure, cannot carry her valor, for the goose carries not the fox. It is well, leave it to her discretion, and let us listen to the moon.
This lanthorn doth the horned moon present.
He should have worn the horns on his head.
She is no crescent, and her horns are invisible within the circumference.
This lanthorn doth the horned moon present. Myself the man in the moon do seem to be.
This is the greatest error of all the rest. The man should be put into the lanthorn. How is it else the man in the moon?
She dares not come there for the candle, for you see, it is already in snuff.
I am aweary of this moon. Would she change?
It appears by her small light of discretion that she is in the wane. But yet, in courtesy, in all reason, we must stay the time.
Proceed, moon!
All that I have to say is to tell you that the lanthorn is the moon. I, the man in the moon. This thorn bush, my thorn bush. And this dog, my dog.
Why, all these should be in the lanthorn, for all these are in the moon. But silence! Here comes Thisbe.
This is old Ninny's tomb. Where's my love?
Oh!
Well roared, lion.
Well run, Thisbe.
Well shown, moon. Truly the moon shines with a good grace.
Well moused, lion.
And so the lion vanished.
Pyramus.
Sweet moon, I thank thee for thy sunny beams. I thank thee, moon, for shining now so bright. For by thy gracious golden glittering gleams I trust to take of truest Thisbe sight. But stay, O spite! But mark, poor knight, what dreadful dullness here! Eyes, do you see? How can it be? Oh, dainty duck, oh dear! Thy mantle good, what, stained with blood? Approach, ye furies fell! Oh, fates, come, come, cut thread and thrum, quail, crush, conclude, and quell.
This passion, and the death of a dear friend, would go near to make a man look sad.
Beshrew my heart, but I pity the man.
Oh, Wherefore, nature, didst thou lion's frame, since lion vile hath here deflowered my dear, which is, no, which was the fairest dame that lived, that loved, that liked, that looked with cheer. Come, tears confound, out, sword and wound, the pap of Pyramus, I, that left pap, where heart doth hop. Thus die I, thus. Now am I dead, now am I fled, my soul is in the sky. Tongue, lose thy light, moon, take thy flight. Thus die.
No die, but an ace for him, for he is but one.
Less than an ace, man, for he's dead. He's nothing.
With the help of a surgeon, he might yet recover and prove an ass.
How chance moonshine is gone before Thisbe comes back and finds her lover?
She will find him by starlight. Here she comes, and her passion ends the play.
Methinks she should not use a long one for such a Pyramus. I hope she will be brief.
A moment will turn the balance. Which Pyramus, which Thisbe is the better? He for a man, God warrant us. She for a woman, God bless us.
Oh, she hath spied him already with those sweet eyes.
And thus she means videlicet.
Sleep, my love. What? Dead, my dove? Oh, Pyramus, arise! Speak! My dove? Dead? A tomb must cover thy sweet eyes, these thy lips, this cherry nose, these yellow cowslip cheeks are gone. Lovers, make moan. His eyes were as green as leeks. Oh, sisters three, come to me. With hands as pale as milk, lay them in gore since you have sure, with shears his thread of silk. Tongue, not a word. Come, trusty sword, come blade my breast imbue. And farewell, friends. Thus Thisbe ends. Adieu.
Moonshine and lion are left to bury the dead.
Aye, and wall too.
Oh, no, I assure you, the wall is down on the part of their fathers. Would it please you to hear an epilogue or see a burgomask dance between two of our company?
No epilogue, I pray you, for your play needs no excuse. Never excuse, for when the players are all dead, there needs none to be blamed. Marry, if he that had writ it had played Pyramus and hanged himself in Thisbe's garter, it would have been a fine tragedy. And so it is truly and very notably discharged. But come, your burgomask, let your epilogue alone.
The iron tongue of midnight hath told 12. Lovers, to bed. 'Tis almost fairy time. I fear we shall outsleep the coming morn, as much as we this night have overwatched. This palpable gross play hath well beguiled the heavy gate of night. Sweet friends, to bed. A fortnight hold we this solemnity, in nightly revels and new jollity.
And now the hungry lion roars, and the wolf behowls the moon, whilst the heavy ploughman snores, all with weary task fordone. Now the wasted brands do glow, whilst the screech owl, screeching loud, puts the wretch that lies in woe in remembrance of a shroud.
Now it is the time of night, that the graves all gaping wide, every one sets forth his sprite, in the churchway paths to glide. And we fairies that do run by the triple Hecate's team, from the presence of the sun, follow darkness like a dream. Now will frolic, not a mouse shall disturb this hallowed house.
Now until the break of day, through this house each fairy stray. To the best bride bed will we, which by us shall blessed be, and the issue there create ever shall be fortunate. So shall all the couples three ever true and loving be, and the blots of nature's hand shall not in their issue stand.
Never mole, hairlip, nor scar, nor mark prodigious such as are despised in naivety shall upon their children be. With this field do consecrate, every fairy take his gate, and each several chamber bless through this palace with sweet peace. And the owner of it blessed ever shall in safety rest. Trip away, make no stay. Meet me here by break of day.
If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here, while these visions did appear. And this weak and idle theme no more yielding but a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend. And as I am an honest Puck, if we have unearned luck, now to escape the serpent's tongue, we will make amends ere long, else the Puck a liar call. So, good night unto you all. Give me your hands if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends.